Mr. St. Clair read the statement of open meeting law.
Roll call of members. Caleb. Here. Clint. Travis. Here. John. Here. Here. For all the following items will be approved by one vote unless any board member desires to have a separate vote or any of that. All of these items, the consent agenda consists of discussion, consideration, and approval of the following items 4A through 4M.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Second by Travis. I'll vote yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Other reports, principal reports.
Miss Burrows, she's driving a suburban route for a teacher this morning, so you get me. But she gave me her notes, and she said, we made it through the first month of school, and the teachers have done an excellent job of setting procedures and routines for the students to follow, and the students have acclimated well to the new school year. The pre-K through 6th grade enrollment is at 132 students. Our after-school program for the 1st through 6th graders began August 26th with a great turnout. August Rail Club had 79 members this month, showing respect, perfect attendance, integrity, and leadership. Many kudos have been given to students on Fridays. Any staff member who sees students going above and beyond can fill out kudos for him or her to be recognized on Monday. We have fabulous kids doing awesome things. This year we continue with a compliment box for the students to give compliments to anyone they see doing great things as well. Elementary football had a season opener loss, but showing improvement. Tonight we travel to Ringwood, and I think that starts at 5:30. Junior high softball for our 6th graders still have games for the next 2 weeks and are also in the Cherokee Strip tournament the 19th and 20th. Coaches and players have worked hard this season. The Woods County Fair was this past week. Waynoka had a great showing with many entries receiving first place grand and reserve grands and moving to compete at the state fair. Pre-K and K traveled to tour the fair and look at all the aspects of the county fair. Word of the month for September is responsibility. Wake Up Waynoka has been successful, and the elementary railroaders of the week so far are Anna-East Taylor, Rush Strina, Paisley Reed, Matt Kimbrough, Emma Whitney, and Jace Fuquay. For the high school, the Waynoka 4-H and FFA students exhibited at the Woods County Free Fair. The stock show went extremely well for students, exhibiting several breed and reserve breed champions, and with overall champions and reserves as well. The students not only represented Waynoka in the show ring, but also in the exhibit building, winning several ribbons with grass bundles, wheat seeds, and some hay samples. Miss Pitts and FCCLA also exhibited at the Free Fair. The students made jelly, pickles, blankets, tie-dye shirts, and pictures. Will Sharkey had the overall winner with his pickle entry that got to be on the grand champion table along with first and second place winners for the students. Student council members were voted on by the students last week. Ms. Smith announced that Adriana Delgado will represent the school, the Stuco, as president. Shay Wilson will be the vice president. At-large members were Cannon Wyatt, Reagan Furman, and Dakota Davidson, along with the class representatives will lead the Stuco this year with Ms. Smith. Lady Rail softball defeated Buffalo last Tuesday and competed in the Cimarron tournament on Thursday. Districts for softball will be September 26th through the 28th. The location of the tournament should be released by OSSAA next week. The ladies will be back in action tomorrow at Cherokee at 4:30. The Railroad football team will play Palm Creek Hunter on Friday at 7. The Rails will face their 3rd straight Class B team to start the season and are playing hard. During Wake Up Waynoka, 2 students have been chosen for high school junior high student of the week. Congratulations to Cannon Watson and Bria Beck.
Thank you. Superintendent report.
Going over our expenditure sheet right now, we've got on the month our expenditures are up 54,000. The reason they are up, OSIG was 24,000 more than the previous year, which that's our insurance. And of course the stipends we had given to the teachers before. Usually we do that later. That's 74,000 of that cost there, so about 100,000 right there in expenditures just out of those 2 increases. Looking at our revenue, showing our revenue is up for this month, again up on the year as well, but so For this month, we have $134,000 that was sent to us in salary incentives. So if you remember last year, when they raised the teacher's salary, the previous year, they said that off the school formulas we're going to get that increase. Well, we didn't get that increase last year. They had to do a fix in the legislative, and so they did, but they said this is the only year we're going to get that increase, so don't expect, we're just absorbing it from here on out. The other thing that happened is our security money, the SRO money, which last year was $92,000, this year was $91,829. That last year was a claims process where we spent the money, we had to claim it and receive it. This year they just sent it to us, so $91,000 of that is the security money that we've got to earmark and spend. And then we settled with DCP for back years and $24,000 revenue. So that's kind of where our increase on the year $264,000. That's kind of one-time monies that we're not going to see and we weren't really expecting. So, looking at our building fund expenditure, we had a small expenditure there, and then revenue is showing that it's up. Again, that $36,000 is up. What we did was we moved our interest a month early. Last year we moved it in September, this year we moved it in August. Flipping it over, looking at our child nutrition, not much has happened here. We got 1 month, obviously. We do have an expenditure, just no revenue coming in. We claim it at the end of the month, so we'll eventually get it, but that's where you're seeing that. Our daycare expenses, again, those are up. They're up because of the stipends we paid. Revenue is down slightly. Our enrollment has dropped in our daycare. We're at 7 students when this proposal starts with at 8, so we're down compared to what we have been in the past there. Looking at this other sheet, this is kind of the more concerning sheet. Kind of been telling you guys about the Targa and what the assessors and the battle we have there, which we go in December for the court date for the back years of our Targa settlement. This year, when the assessor brought it, they, I guess, have gotten some new information, and so they dropped Targa's valuation from $277 million to $130 million, which in turn drops our valuation. So if you can see just for Woods County, that's that first section. So our valuation is $70,353,000. That's a decrease of $13 million. So what does that do money-wise? Well, that's an estimated loss of $498,000 general, $71,000 building. We've also got $6 million in protests. So even though they dropped Targa's valuation by $147 million, Targa said it was still too high, so they protested the value. And so this isn't just Targa, we've got one other one in there, but so $6 million in protest, which leaves us, that's estimated $225,000 in general fund, $32,000 in our building fund. So if you look at that, I mean, you're talking, that's $700,000 out of our general and about $100,000 out of our building fund just in Woods County alone that we're having to budget without. Major County, if you're looking at Major County, you see that our valuation in there was 9.5. Again, that's a $2.5 million decrease from the year before, and that is because they settled with Targa at a lower amount, and so we did lose that. So the estimated revenue loss there is $91,000 for our general fund and $13,000 for our building fund. Woods County basically held flat there. We've got no protests there, so what's that do? That creates our valuation of right around $81,696,000, which is a decrease of $15.9 million from the previous year. So as you can see, what we've got here is our estimated revenue losses. So $595,000 in our general fund, $85,000 loss in our building fund, and then of course you've got the protests sitting there as well. So you're looking at a little over $800,000 in general fund, a little over $100,000 in our building fund. And so obviously budget was trending in the wrong direction. Now what's that mean for our collections? Obviously the positive, if you want to find a positive, is our protest value is not as high as it has been. You know, our protest value's been around 16, 17 million. So we have budgeted without this money for the most part. So looking at last year and how we budgeted, if I do the math on it, you know, we collected basically 2.5, a little over, or I'm estimating this year we're going to collect 2.5 million in ad valorem. And so that is down compared to the previous year, but it's down about 360,000 if you want to do the math from the previous year. So that's not as bad as being down 800,000, but we're still having a $400,000 deficit that we've got to find ways to cut or not spend. Building fund will be down, collections about 51,000 is what I'm estimating. Now, I am estimated that on a 90% collection rate. We've been collecting about 95% once you do that. So hopefully it is estimated a little low, but I'd rather estimate low than estimate where it has been and then spend more than we have. So that's a total loss for 40,000 in both if those collections come through. Any questions on that? Sure. And that's all I have for that. Now, as far as our bond, the track was striped last week. The lighting guys were here yesterday to do the lighting. Hopefully this week they can get the fence guys back and maybe finish up that project. Bleachers were still a few months out on those. The indoor, we're hoping this Friday to have the fire marshal come and clear the main building or the front building with the concession restrooms and that kind of stuff so we can start moving all that over there. The back building will be finished up probably late October, would be my guess. And then start to put tin up. We had a mishap over here when they unbundled the tin. It had, I guess, got wet when they bundled it together at the factory because all the paint was bubbling and peeling off, and there was some issues there, so they had to reorder the tin, so that put us a couple weeks behind. But the tin started going up last week, so, and that's for the fascia and the roof, basically, is where they're going with that. So the building structure will be brick, but the fascia and the roof is metal. So anyway, that's where we're at on our projects there.
Number 6, vote to approve or not to approve the estimate of needs for the 24-25 school year.
Okay, so our estimate of needs, I'll kind of bring this up here because I did not, these haven't come in the mail, so I had them email me one so we could at least go over it. So, looking at our estimate of needs. All right, page 1, if you can look here, this is our general fund. So this is looking at this last year. So right here is where it shows our revenue. This was our carryover. And then looking through here, you've got your warrants paid, which is the money spent. And so this 7.533 number, this is our carryover. And that's what's reflected on that budget that I give you guys. So that's just showing you everything basically that you guys see every month. Scrolling down here, this is all the revenue codes. So kind of one thing to look at, this is how much we estimated, and then obviously this is how much we collected, which, you know, obviously protests is a big reason why we have to collect and not do them all the time. So. But anyway, these are all of our revenue codes for our building or for our general fund. And then if we look at this next year, you see here is what he's estimating for next year that we'll collect is 2.8 again. I'm estimating lower at that 2.5, but again, I take into account our protests and stuff like that. So looking at our bottom budget here, gotta go one more page. Here is the amount that was approved by the excise board to spend is this 11.9. Again, this is our carryover plus our revenue. Obviously, we don't want to spend close to that. We haven't been. We don't want to get to that. But that would be the budget, which, because our carryover is the way it is, that's why that budget looks a little higher. Now we're getting into our building fund. If you look at our building fund, again, this is our revenue from last year. That's a little higher just because we moved our interest. This is our carryover from last year. So if you go and you look at our revenue stream plus or minus our expenditures, you come up with this 3.5, which was our carryover. In our building fund, the next page, as you can see, kind of the same idea. This is what was estimated on the left side, actually collected was on the right side. You see our ad valorem under collected, again, protest, and we collect about 95%, not 100%. So if we fast forward down here to the bottom, you'll see this 3.938. Again, that is what was approved for us to spend by the excise board. Obviously, we won't be spending all that. The next couple of pages talk about the bonds. So if we get here, so this is our original one-time bond. As you can see, we've got 4 more payments left on it, and then that bond will be finished. And this was the bond for the work we did previous for the new edition. This next one this will be our last payment on this bond. This was that original $420,000 that we sold, that we got. And then we'd start talking about our series bond here and getting into our sinking fund and collections. Sorry, I know we normally have copies for you guys, so if you want to look at this afterwards, I'll let you look at it. So, fast forwarding it to, this all talks about the sinking fund. Here's kind of where he's got our valuation. As you can see, we dropped from the previous year. He's got the 82, but then we still have that TIF in Woods County, which I showed you. So, any questions on the estimate of needs, anything you guys want to specifically look at there? Nothing. I recommend we accept it.
Move to approve.
Second.
Second by Travis. How you voting on?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Consideration of possible action to approve or not to approve change order number 1 with Jody Hall General Contractors LLC.
It's a change order for the water well system at our track.
Move to approve.
Second.
Second by Clint. How you vote, Travis?
Yes.
Yes.
I abstain.
Yes.
Yes.
Vote to approve or not to approve to amend and or adopt board policies. 8A through 8F.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
All vote yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Discussion and possible action regarding the review of student transfer policy FE and capacity limits.
Capacity right now is set at 20. We've had no issue with that capacity, so I say we keep that.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Caleb. How do you vote, Clint?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Discussion and possible action to declare items listed on attachment A and B as surplus property.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
Second by John. All vote yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
New business.
I have no business.
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second by John. All vote yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.